Well, there it is. Hi guys, welcome to another Warcraft 3 Reforged video. This is WTii, and welcome back. We're going to be covering Illidan. Oh yes, we get to see some Illidan. You can see 3 shots here of a Lady Fash, Illidan, and an Illidan in a crystal. So whilst you're taking a little sneak peek at that, I'm going to read out the description that Wowhead has brought to us. So they say today's Warcraft 3 models spotlight highlights Illidan Stormrage and his ally from the Frozen Throne, Lady Fash. Illidan, ordered by Kil'jaeden to destroy the Frozen Throne, sought new allies and accepted the aid of Lady Fash and her Naga. Eager to defeat the Lich King on behalf of the old gods, Fash forged an alliance with Kael'thas and the surviving Blood Elves, helping them escape from the prisons of Dalaran under the control of Garithos. Fash and Kael'thas then helped free Illidan from Maev's prison and travelled to Outland to defeat Magtheridon in the hopes of ruling the continent. Unfortunately, Illidan was unsuccessful at defeating Arthas Menethil and retreated to the Black Temple. In the expansion of the Burning Crusade, Lady Fash is the final boss in Serpent Shrine Cavern, and Illidan Stormrage is the final boss in the Black Temple. Illidan later returns in the Legion expansion as a pivotal character that helps us defeat the Burning Legion, serving as Sir Garrus's jailer. So he's taken Maev's tips on how to, keep someone in jail for a long time and turn it against Sir Garrus. Pretty good going for Illidan, not bad. Just taking care of the whole Burning Legion dude, main guy. Right, thank you guys very much for watching. If you are enjoying these videos, make sure to thumbs up. If you enjoy the content, make sure to thumbs up. If you just enjoy the channel and you want to be a nice guy, thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Thank you guys so much. So let's start off with Lady Fash. So here we go. The look and model. A little bit more textured. The face still looks very confused and not quite with the rest of the model from what I can see. I will be doing a little bit of a comparison, by the way, for Illidan, so stay tuned for that. We're going to take a look at his model that is on this Wowhead article, as well as essentially old concept art, the Warcraft 3 model. So he's a big character for me, personally one of my favorites, and I can't wait to delve into that. So, Lady Fash, I think everything about her looks fantastic, apart from the face. I feel like the body could be maybe a little bit more decorated to give a bit more personality there. Perhaps if she had some tattoos or something. Just very slight ones. It doesn't have to be too much. Just this whole top half of her body just looks really kind of generic and bland, as if it's like the base template model that you get. The heads are starting to come across a lot more, though. The Serpent Shrine heads, so I like those. Shoulder pads, the weapon, the bottom half, it looks great. Even the little tail. The weapon's cool, but this is the main one for her. Just work on this, and then we're getting somewhere. We're going to take a look at the Illidan Crystal, which I assume is what you destroy in order to rescue Illidan. And you can see a much clearer picture of Illidan right now. So we've got a little snippet of this. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. It truly looks like it's like completely enveloped him, as if it's like organically grown around him. So I quite like that aspect of it. But it's got this obvious outside control with the armor plating that's keeping it in place. So Illidan looking very beefy here and tormented at the same time. Poor Illidan. I almost feel bad for him. And here we have the different sides of the crystal. And the main piece de résistance. I don't know that phrase very well. But, yeah. Here we go. Now, this is Illidan. Looking very, very tortured. So, essentially, this looks like the model that is inside of the crystal, but is being ported out. So, let's take a closer look. Yeah, that's definitely got to be it. So this is his model that's stuck inside of the crystal. Assumably, this is pretty much how he's going to look. This is just one of his poses. But we don't truly know if this is completely finished or whether this is a separate model that is purely created just for the crystal. We don't know. But we can only reflect upon what we can see. And what we can see looks pretty darn pretty. Like, wow. Those glowing tattoos really are striking. I love how that contrasts on the purple skin. That, for me, really strikes of Illidan. The eyes are cool, very sort of ominous glow. The ears, the horns, the hair is very reminiscent of Illidan. it's pretty much on point. Bear in mind that this is like him in pretty super demon form. Not like metamorphosis form, but, you know, he's pretty corrupt at this point. He's been drinking quite a lot of fel juice, or, you know, crushing skulls here and there and gathering Sargeras' eye. You know, he's been up to a few nefarious deeds, which has changed his body a little bit. So he is looking very beefy, very strong. So one thing I want to do here is, for the benefit of you guys and for myself, is to help get more context. So we're going to now come over and take a look at some artwork whilst just pulling that back a bit so you can get a good grasp. I feel like this one is almost what this is based on the most, if you actually look at it. The purplish skin color, it's more pinkish here, but the vibrant green tattoos, very obviously reflective. He's got this burning vibe. We don't actually see his wings in this version. So did he not have wings at this point? He's got the giant massive horns, so I think he did have wings, but we don't see wings. So again, model probably not finished. Oh, keep that there. Next, we're going to take a look at more concept art. So this is just to kind of give you guys more of a grasp as to what he should look like. So feel free to write down in the comment section below and say, that guy on the left is not Illidan at all. Bear in mind that he's more beefy in this kind of demonic form. It's not going to look like the skinny Illidan that we kind of know from Reign of Chaos in the very early days. So he's got more muscular, grotesque looking hands and fists and just built up body. So, I mean, it looks like the concept art. You can't really argue too much on that. The face looks a bit more monstrous, but it would do to a degree. He's got those snarl, needs a bit more sort of, I mean, he does look quite good. I just want this to be maybe a little bit lighter and more personable, so we don't hate Illidan too much and just brand him as a complete monster. He needs to have that, you know, that vitriol, but at the same time, sheer personality. Well, he looks really monstrous there, though, to be fair. And that's the Burning Crusade one. So it's a difficult blend of trying to get him to look like someone you like, but not, you know, take away from the fact that he is supposed to be kind of monstrous. Here, he doesn't look anywhere near as grotesque. And this is him from the Frozen Throne cinematic, where he lifts up the islands from the sea and the naga come up. So this is him from like Warcraft 3. Obviously nowhere near as over the top in terms of like design compared to those more concept-y arts. So if you want to really look at how he looked like in the cinematic, this is far more similar. So this is my favorite picture, or one of them. This is created by Sam Wise many years ago. I actually have this picture as my Steam picture, profile picture, and I've had it like that since before I was playing like CSGO on Steam, Counter-Strike. So it's a long time I've had this picture. It's my favorite. There's a reason for it, because it just looks freaking awesome. It just resembles everything about Illidan that I think is cool. Just ridiculously athletic, strong, in command. He has power. He's just flowing. And he actually has feet in the original, whereas obviously in later editions he's using the hoofs, but he was originally designed to have like more clawed feet. Super cool picture. Now, bear in mind, if you're a bit squeamish, going to show some skin now, because I went down a bit of a rabbit hole and ended up looking up Witty Fitness. These are some vlogs I created a long time ago on my Witty1 channel. And you can see I've got the pictures here, because that's how much I like that model. I was trying to sort of like use that as a base template of what I'm aiming for fitness. You can see like I've zoomed in on it more and more as the fitness like goes in. Yeah, look at the belly, man. And then this picture here, this is the best picture of them all. Yeah. Okay, so back to some original Illidan art. So this is him, like Reign of Chaos, early days. More happy-go-lucky. Not quite as evil as he gets later on. Still kind of evil, though, even back in these days. He's not really evil. He's an anti-hero, you know. He goes about doing the right thing, not necessarily the right way. Here he is in the Frozen Throne when he gets the really cool model, which essentially gives him wings, gives him horns. He leaves the footprints behind him. He just looks absolutely amazing in this form. And then that's another aspect of it. And then he is in metamorphosis form. So I assume they're going to go with a similar road where they just make him as like pitch black as possible. And this is the Heroes of the Storm version. So just so you guys can sort of have a comparison of how he looks in Heroes of the Storm. So that's the Warcraft III, Heroes of the Storm, Warcraft III, Heroes of the Storm in metamorphosis form. So he's got a bit more color to him than just pure black. That was probably more done because of, I don't know, the design style they went with back in the day. And last but not least, we have potentially the scariest, and not necessarily for the right reasons, the World of Warcraft one. So this is what he looked like in the Burning Crusade. Wasn't the biggest fan of this. He looked a bit too blocky and chunky, and the face never quite resembled it. So the thing I'm scared about the most is trying to get that face more personable, so he comes across more like this snarl, this like almost Batman look that he has. Looks really cool. Oops. Yeah, he needs that kind of snarl. And he's got a snarl there. He looks tormented here, so we don't really get to see his face otherwise. But yeah, just going through these pictures. I love this one the most, I think. Like, that just shows the raw power, but at the same time, he looks approachable enough. Like, you wouldn't want to get on his bad side, but, you know, we don't want him looking too bland and dark and monstrous. We need a bit of light in the skin. So, you know, he's just, I don't know, just brighten that up so you can actually see a bit better, because you don't really see too many features otherwise. I can see the nose, but not too much else. Everything gets a bit too dark because the horns, the dark hair. So again, like we're worried about Warcraft 3, the models just kind of blending into the background, stuff like that. I'm a bit worried about that, where it just, if too many things around, like if everything is like that, you know, it just all becomes one big blur. So prefer things to stand out more. So let's hope we get that. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a look at Illidan's model, and of course Lady Vash, being a bit more polished, but we finally get to have a good glance of Illidan and what he can potentially be. Those tattoos are really cool though. Very cool. Thank you guys. Take care. All the best.